Hello, world. My name is Ahk Lord Mullens, and this is the Ahk Report. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I want to come to you and talk to you about something that I came across on social media, as well is where we find most of the things that we talk about nowadays is on social media. But this situation right here involved two sisters and the boyfriend of a friend. These sisters, Tashawnna and LaShawn Anderson, did something that most females, women say to each other all the time about, keeping girl code and everything else. Well, that's what they did. Well, that's what Tashawnna did, as she was out in the club. Club that's called, well, not a club. It's not a club. Let me not say club. 10 Pin Lounge. I don't know what that is. To me, you say lounge, it sounds like a club, a bar, somewhere like that. But I guess it's a bowling alley with a bar in it. I don't know. Don't ask me. I'm just telling you what is in the story. The thing is, these two sisters didn't realize that when they spotted their friend's boyfriend in the lounge, and they went proceeded to notify the friend that their friend's boyfriend is in the lounge, and not only is he in the lounge, but he's in the lounge with someone else that is not their friend. These women proceeded to call him. She comes down, and herein lies we're at the story we at today. There's something that you need to understand, because this doesn't just pertains to if you see your friend's significant other out there. It can also be a family member. Those things happen too. You have to understand that there are some men out here who can own up to their faults and walk away from situations like this. And then there are those who, well, do what whoever this gentleman did. And what this gentleman did was, this was 2 weeks ago. I believe this was the last weekend of April, because we're in May. It was the last weekend of April. Two sisters was at River North bowling alley, and they were shot. Their names are Tashawnna Anderson, 26, and LaShawn Anderson, 31. They were at 10 Pin Bowling Lounge in River North when Tashawnna caught her friend's boyfriend with another woman, and soon after the scandal ended in tragedy. Ladies and gentlemen, before I proceed with today's show, I'm going to go start off by saying that I'm sorry for I would like to extend my condolences to the Anderson family and to Tashawnna Anderson. What happened to her should not have happened, should never have happened to her or happened to anyone else. But until people start to understand that they need to gain control of their emotions, take responsibility for their actions, I don't see things like this coming to an end or even stopping or slowing down.
It all started inside of the 10 Pin Bowling Lounge. That's where family members say Tashawnna Anderson caught her friend's boyfriend with another woman. Soon, that love scandal ending in tragedy.
She told me to tell her daughter she loved her. And after that, it just kept on, like, she was taking breath. She was trying to, breathe. And it was like going away.
LaShawn Anderson left barely able to walk after being shot through the thigh and watching her sister take her last breath.
I'm telling her that you can make it, you can hold on, because I know she's strong.
That is a pain that I think none of us ever want to experience, when you have to have the unfortunate task of sitting there watching a loved one or anyone taking their last breath. That I wouldn't wish that on anyone. And for this woman to have to experience that, like, she's going to have to live with that thought and that vision and that memory for the rest of her life. These are things that I don't think we consider when we go out here and we do things that we know that we have no business doing. When we go out and make some of the decisions that we go out there thinking that this will only affect us, this only pertains to us. Nobody else has to get involved. Nobody else has to deal with it. But what I need for all of you people out there to understand, there is no such thing as this only affects me and this is only about me. Because if you belong to a family that's worth shit, or you have friends that are worth shit, oh, I'm sorry. When you belong to a family that understands how to work as a family, move as a family, and function as a family, you will know that there is no such thing as this only affects me, and this only bothers me, and it involves no one else. If you have friends that are real friends that do things that friends do, when you do things that harm you, it also harms your friends. We need to understand that we like to say that we're in this alone and that we're alone, but at the end of the day, really, you're not alone. You just think you're alone because in your head, you are alone because you're only thinking about yourself and how you feel and no one else, as in this case right here. Whoever this gentleman was got caught cheating on his girlfriend. As a result of being caught cheating on his girlfriend's friend notifies her that, hey, your dude is out here slipping out here with this other chick out here. Like, this woman did what she was supposed to do as a friend. But this man failed as a boyfriend and as a man because your actions has now destroyed a family, cost a woman her life, cost a child her mother, cost your girl her friend, cost a family their family member, and cost you your freedom.
The final picture of the sisters taken inside of the bathroom at 10 Pins in River North before Tashawnna went outside to meet her friend who was confronting her boyfriend.
Caller, she's saying that she's yelling at somebody to get out her car. She's going to shoot them.
And
This is where I'm confused because they said something about somebody yelling to get out the car and they go to shoot them. It's a lot about this story, about this report. What confuses me about this report surrounds how the shooting started, who were actually shot, who were all the players. Because from when I'm listening to it, I don't know what y'all hear when y'all listen to it, but when I listen to it, sometimes it sounds like saying sister, saying cousin, saying friend, saying they're the characters are confusing. But the one thing I do know is that this man did this to this woman, and he was in the wrong.
shortly after one Saturday morning, LaShawn says she witnessed the unthinkable.
She like, he shot me.
LaShawn says she saw the man get out of the passenger side, punch her cousin to the ground before taking aim at the two sisters.
See, this is why I say again, you saw earlier they said something about I don't know what it was they're trying to say earlier. Again, that confused me when they said the individuals in the car yelling, get out the car, shooting and things like that. Then you say here, you first said it's just the sisters. Now it says so. This is how you know that he just wanted the person who exposed him to his girlfriend. Because if you already had somebody right there, you already had the gun, you already had the intention to shoot, the gun was already in your hand. You punch their cousin to the ground and you shoot at the sisters. Which means you already knew what you wanted to do. You already knew that everything you did that night, you was in the wrong. And so you were angry that you got caught and you wanted to take it out on these innocent women who did what you should have did, which was protect your woman. And because you failed at that, and they let her know what you out here doing in these streets, you took it upon yourself to take another woman's life? How does that work?
Both of them able to reach each other right here at this spot where LaShawn says she worked desperately to save her sister's life.
I was putting pressure on her little wound that she got so it won't bleed out no more.
But she never made it, and she says the alleged shooter drove off.
Why would you shoot my sister?
Another thing that I want to say about this story, ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to understand. The story opens up with a woman caught her friend's boyfriend with another woman at a lounge.
But she never made it, and she says the alleged shooter drove off.
Like I said, this happened 2 weeks ago. So between then and now, I've been checking on this story, looking into it to see if there are any other developments to the story. And there are none. And here's why I have the problem. The story started off as her friend's boyfriend. Tashawnna caught her friend's boyfriend with another woman at 10 Pin. Her friend's boyfriend, not a mystery man, not somebody they've never seen before, not a stalker, not anything. Her friend's boyfriend You know the friend, you know the friend's name, you know the friend's name, you know the boyfriend's name, you know the boyfriend's name, you know where he could possibly at any moment, at any time. But they have yet to release his name or his image to the public to try and find this man to get this family and this woman justice. I'm trying to understand what is going on here and why have they not did all of these things. Everybody want to continue to walk around saying, oh, this is sad, it's bad, why did this have to happen? It happened and continued to happen because people like you already know what is going on. And instead of doing the right thing, you want to turn the other, you want to close your eyes and turn the other cheek. But then when this story is your story, the first thing you want to say is, oh, we need to stop the violence. We need to put the guns down. We need to stop fighting. When all this can happen and will happen, when we start holding ourselves and others responsible for the things that they do. When we start taking responsibility for the actions and things that we do, and we stop blaming others because they said something that we didn't like, because they didn't agree with what we agree with, because they didn't want to do what we wanted to do, or they didn't act how we wanted them to act. Ladies and gentlemen, if we all took the time and sat back and really looked at our lives and the problems we have in our lives and the things we go through in our lives, we'll realize that we can cut out 99% of it by just taking our ego out, talking less, listening more, having compassion, having understanding. Not thinking that my problems are greater than your problems because what I'm going through is different than what you're going through. Because how I feel is different than how you feel. When we stop thinking about ourselves first, when we expecting something back from the world, if you're having a bad day and no one picked up the phone to call and check up on you, you don't have the right to get angry if you didn't pick up the phone and ever check up on anyone else. As I stated, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry for what happened. I'm not sorry because I didn't do anything to them. My condolences to Tashawnna Anderson and her family.
Why would you shoot my sister? For no reason. She won't argue with him or nothing. Right.
I'm not anything but honest. And I'm not going to sit here and lie and try to pretend like I don't see what is going on here. Like I didn't see what was going on. I didn't hear what was going on. Like I don't know what goes on in my community. But for some apparent reason, a lot of us, for some reason, when we go and light a spark, we don't pay attention to the spark we light. And when that spark causes an explosion, we only see the explosion. We don't see how it got to that point. Miss Anderson, I'm going to tell you, you may have been right about everything your sister did up to the point her friend showed up and this man did what he did to her. But what you fail to realize is, I'm not saying this man is right. I'm not saying that he didn't have the right to do what he felt he needed to do. But just because we feel a certain way doesn't mean that our feelings are correct. Your sister did do something to this man. She may not have yelled at him or argued with him, but she did something to this man. And what she did to this man was she potentially broke up his home that is obviously not happy. She exposed him for being out cheating because he probably said he was out doing something else, but now she knows that he wasn't doing what he said he was doing because he was out there doing something else. And you caught him. And she exposed it. She may not have been arguing with him, but her actions of notifying her friend, which was the right thing to do, may I add, she broke up his home. And because I may think what she did was right, I also can see the full picture. Game, respect, game. She took her role as a friend seriously. So what she did was she went and notified her friend that her friend's boyfriend was out there in these streets doing things that he shouldn't be out here doing. And by doing that and letting her friend know what is going on, and now she didn't have to argue with him, the damage was already done. This story doesn't tell us how bad the relationship was between this man and the friend. We can only assume and go off of our own life experience, past experience of people in and out of our lives to fill in the blanks of this story. The other part of this situation is because if Your sister knows her friend. Again, I don't know your sister. I can only go off of this story. And the one thing I can go off of this story, because the story didn't say your sister was being messy or anything else, again, I can only assume things can be alleged, but I'm just trying to fill in the blanks as everyone else and give everyone an alternative to not find themselves in this situation. Because there is an alternative to find yourself not in this situation. It's called knowing thy enemy. And in this case, the enemy is your friend's boyfriend. Before you go out here causing drama, causing trouble, telling on people and things like that, you need to know who you're dealing with. Is the person that I'm about to expose? Once I go and expose this information to so and so, how will they react? How will they respond? Will they be cool with it? Will they be angry? Will they lash out? Will they close themselves off? Will they run? Will they come looking for me? What will they do? You have to understand what type of man your friend is dealing with. Is he a violent man? Does he deal with the mental abuse or the physical abuse? Or does he use the mental and the physical abuse? Is he out here in these streets? Is he in and out of jail? Is he possessive? What is his relationship like with his mama? These are the things that you need to know before you go out here and expose your friend's boyfriend to your friend. Or before you go and expose anyone to anything or anybody. You need to know how they're going to react. You need to be able to predict how they're going to react. Even though there's no way to know and no way to predict, but you, by past experience, know that there's a possibility that they may act this way or this way. And there's always that 1% chance that they would surprise you and act in a way that it was totally shocking to you. You need to understand if your friend is living with her boyfriend, your friend's boyfriend is living with her, or are they staying together? Or is she staying with him? Those are three different things that some people, males I might add, don't understand. Because see, if he's living with her, that means that he's living off of her. So that means that if she says he has to go because now she's done had enough, again, I wouldn't go that far, but I can see why someone would want to take it that far. If it was they were living together, but that'd be kind of hard to just put them out to separate, because then that means she would really leave in most of those cases. Because with him acting like this, he ain't going nowhere in these last two instances, whether they're living together or she's living with him. But this sounds like he's living with her, because his actions show somebody who has nothing left. Because in all intents and purposes, there was nothing. Like, what could she have possibly done to you that would cause you to want to kill someone because they exposed you cheating in your relationship? There is nothing. The most she can say is get out. She wants a divorce. She wants a separation, put you in child support, call you every name in a book, continually bring this up every time you do something wrong. On a rare case, you may get one who may get very violent. That's a rare case. What is the worst she could have done to you? But what you did cost a woman her life, a daughter to lose her mother, a sister to lose her sister, father to lose his daughter. You destroyed their life, your life, everyone's life. Ladies, I'm going to explain to you that there was another way for these two women to go about this situation and come out of it with everyone unharmed, everyone with their lives, and probably the friend away from, I can say, this abusive individual right here, allegedly. How these ladies should have went about this situation. So as the title said, how not to get murdered. Ladies, this is how you don't get murdered. By keeping in mind everything that I said earlier, and then you go into the situation like this. You see your friend's boyfriend out in the club or anywhere out in the street, out and about, disrespecting his friend, disrespecting your friend out here in these streets. What you do is you do what everybody do. You pull out your phone, you keep your distance, you record, you get all the video, the evidence, anything you need visual wise, so that you can turn it over to your friend so that she can have it and use it when you know she need it. Because again, ladies, what y'all need to realize is this ain't about y'all. That man ain't with you. Your girl ain't with you. They're together. All you do is to provide the information. You don't enforce that information. You don't tell them how to go about using that information. You don't even go up and confront the boyfriend about what it is that you see. Because it's none of your business. We all know this. Because what she's doing, you may not accept, but she may accept. What he's doing, you may not agree with, but they may agree with. These are the things that we need to understand before we go out here and do these things and wind up in situations like this. So ladies, the next time you find yourself in this situation, what you do is you take your camera out, you record, you get all your evidence, you get everything you need to gather. Once you're satisfied that you got all the things to prove what you have to say to your girl to leave no shadow of doubt, your next step is you could just, if you want, you can let him know that you know that he know he in a club. You walk over, cool, calm, and collect. You don't cause no scene. You don't want to cause no drama. Because again, I said this is how not to get murdered. He know what he's doing out there in the club already. He knows there's a possibility he could be seen. You don't have to go and mess up your girl's night because her man out here being trifling. So you go over, you approach, you say hi. Don't acknowledge that girl. Don't bring up your girl. You say hi, you say bye, and you keep it moving. When you walk away, he's going to have his eye on you. He's going to be thinking like, oh shit, I got caught. Oh, she going to tell. Like, damn, I done fucked up. All of those things may run through that man's head. All of those things will run through that man's head. So you don't need to go and call your girl tonight. You can go back over there with your girls, drinking, doing what y'all doing. Give him his last night a piece of solitude. Then what you do, Sunday, again, all this happened on the Saturday. So Sunday, he's going to still sit looking around, waiting to see if she's going to say anything to him. And she said nothing. Monday, nothing. Every time you call, every time she mentions your name, every time he hears your voice, in his head, he's thinking that, is the intuition going to tell her? But you don't tell. You go treat your girl out. Because you got to make her feel good. Because you're about to drop this bomb on her. You gotta surround her with love to let her know that you there. Y'all all there. You know, y'all got to have that wait and exhale moment. And you all sit there around with each other. You talking, eating bonbons or whatever it is you women do. And you give her the information. You let her know what it is. You also explain to her why you didn't let her know that night. Because, girl, your man crazy. And I ain't got time for them damn issues. You did your part. You get your ass up. You take your ass home. You don't come around, you don't be seen any way he would possibly be seen, or no, you would be seen. Until she said the coast is clear, everything is good, you ain't got nothing to worry about. Let everything die down. That is how not to get murdered. You don't go and contact your girl that night, in that moment, while all of you are still there, because then you know you got your girl crazy. She's coming down there to fight, not talk to fight. She's nutty, he's nutty. He pulls out the gun and he starts shooting. You notice he didn't shoot his girl. He shot the person who told his girl. You notice your girl didn't fight the girl that he was there with, but he did this to you and got away with it. Because I'm going to end this on this. This woman did her job as a friend. And she notified her friend that her boyfriend was out here in these streets doing her dirty. She stood by you as your friend. She took time out of her night that she was out enjoying herself to let you know that your nigga was no good. And he gets away. Cops don't release the name, don't release the picture, no name, no picture, but that's your man. Your girl lost her life by standing by you. And yet you women wonder why most of us males have a hard time when it comes to when you're saying protect all women. But how can we do anything like that when, well, this woman friend tried to protect her dignity and her pride? She lost her life. She lost her life to her friend's boyfriend. Remember to like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm Ahk Lord Mullens, and this is the Ahk Report.